Get you through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Jodes, I know for a fact that you're a fan of the great David Beckham.
I do like him.
And I know that you think that he's very attractive. I need you to tell me why you think he's hot.
Well, I don't need to do that, do I? Necessarily?
Yeah, absolutely. We can have an open and honest conversation. I'll start. The guy's got beautiful hair.
Yeah, he's got beautiful hair. If I had to put a label on it, I'd say eyes, legs, arms,
Pretty
torso,
much everything.
abs,
Yeah.
quads.
Except his voice.
Except for his voice. we all know the brief for David.
Shush, David. Shush, David.
David? Shh.
Yeah, look me in the eyes, but don't you dare speak.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah.
Turns out something else which is absolutely
David.
mind-blowing for David Beckham is his nipples.
What do you mean?
He's got perfect nipples by all reports.
What are you talking about?
So much so, the people, men over in New York, are getting the chop. Yeah, that's right. They're getting surgery to get their nipples to look like David's. Men are paying thousands to have their nipples reconstructed to look more like the soccer stars. And that's according to top plastic surgeons.
Are you telling me that people are walking into a plastic surgeon with a picture of David Beckham's nipples saying, those please, I'll have a pair?
100%. This is the thing. People want David Beckham's nipples. That's according to Mark Everett, who runs a clinic in Manhattan, New York.
Yeah.
He's now carrying out around one procedure every 2 weeks, which involves extracting breast tissue from underneath the nipples and sewing them back up to give a small appearance. It's being driven by a trend towards wearing more tight-fitting shirts, which make nipples appear more prominent. Beckham apparently has ideal nipples because they're very small and they're almond-shaped and they have perfect symmetry. Gorgeous nipples, aren't they? Just gorgeous. Look at them. They're tiny, though, when you analyse them.
I can genuinely say I've never analysed my own nipples to rate their level of attractiveness.
Do you know what?
I just never have.
If ever there was a time, let's do it. Do we? I can do this. I can show you my nipples.
Oh.
See my nipple there? And
Yeah.
just to describe this one, it's quite hairy around it, but they've calmed down. But I had breast buds.
What do you mean?
So if anyone knows what breast buds are, does anyone know what breast buds
Yes,
are?
I've got 4 girls. Of course I know what
I
breast
had
buds are.
buds. So it's not overly common to males.
Like
but
you were budding.
yeah, it's like your nipples get all swollen. They're
Yeah.
really sore when I was
Did
about the
you?
age of 12 or 13.
Yeah, right.
Like you can't wear shirts
Okay.
because they're so sensitive.
Yeah.
But they eventually calmed down. But for a long time there, they were quite stretched.
Oh, my God.
So when I saw the story about David Beckham, I was like, how much?
I can imagine when you're playing footy at Central Districts and the team meeting for the opposition beforehand. Right, Hayes.
Yeah.
Okay, how do we get to him? I've got it. Nipple cripple.
Yeah, nipple cripple. Get to him. Oh, no, he's just hanging off the back, rubbing his chest because his nipples are so sore. No, he'd calmed down by then, but at the age of 13, mate, really tough stuff.
Well, there you go.
A side note is what you can put your nipples away. Thanks, Jodes. Thank you. Thank you very much. But on that, get involved in this chat. I mean, text us through a photo. 0427 154 166. That's the SEN text line.
Kane's sitting there this morning. Kane's going, why is everyone sitting with their nipples? And why are these ones budding, Hazy?
I know. Is that what breast buds look like?
Fitzy Fridays. Fitzy Fridays. Da, 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 da. Fitzy Fridays.
Get you through the week, doesn't it, sometimes?
It certainly does.
Sometimes you wake up with tears in your eyes and you're like, what's going to get me through this week? Oh, I know what it is.
Ryan
Chatting to our good
Fitzgerald.
mate, Ryan Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, go.
Refreshing to talk to you guys. We've been absolutely spanked on radio this week.
Why?
Because we're over in Sydney.
Oh.
Taylor Swift, mate, is just...
yeah.
When this tour is over... Oh my gosh, I'm going to celebrate. I will celebrate.
I will not repeat the X-rated text message that was sent to me from my sister-in-law, just, alluding to the fact that Taylor probably needs to get back on the plane and go home now.
Do you know what? I just read an article, right? And the headline was, Taylor accidentally ignites huge war.
What?
Then I read the article, I click on it, I make the mistake of clickbaiting.
But that's what they wanted.
Yep, and I read it, and it said that because she said at the MCG, Melbourne, I love you, that means she doesn't like Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
Give me strength.
That is...
It is. So it is refreshing to speak to you two beautiful people. What are we chatting about today? Discuss.
Well, it's interesting because we've been talking about Nipples, in particular David Beckham's, and there are a lot of people in the States who are now having nipple sort of reconstructions to make them look like David Beckham's.
Yes.
I never thought these words would pass my lips, Fitzy, but how are your nipples? Are you happy with them?
Well, I'm actually quite happy with my nipples. I do get them out whenever I'm in Port Noarlunga. I get them out quite a bit down on the jetty there. And actually, you know what I've been having lately as well, guys?
What?
I don't mind a bit of an ice bath. And I tell you what, after one of those, my nipples, you could hang a couple of towels off them. So
I don't want to insinuate that having an ice bath is a bit of a wanky thing to do, but it feels a little bit that way.
it seems it's one of those. I mean, it's just the norm at the moment, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
you know what? It'll move on. It was like kale. Remember kale was cool for a while there, Judge?
Until people realised it has absolutely no taste at all.
And remember wheatgrass shots. Yes. It's like churning up two kilograms of vegetables and having it in one shot. That's your veggies for the day.
Yeah. Fitzy, the other thing we were talking about this morning is some of these baby names that get through, but then just how careful you've got to be, because when you start matching up baby names and all sorts of other derogatory words, and all of a sudden people develop nicknames. For example, we worked out that Jody somehow got through without being called Jody the Hody with wide loady, looks like a toady stealing my food, free loady.
That would have stuck for me down at Flaxmill Primary. That would have stuck. Can I tell you one story? This is about changing names up and getting nicknames when you were younger. But we were on the bus home from Wirianda one day, and we were changing everyone's the first letter of their first name and their last name and swapping it around. So I was Fine Rich Gerald. You'd be Odie Joddy. You know, you'd be Handrew AAs, that kind of stuff. And we were going around the bus, and then all of a sudden we got to Matt Peacock. And for the rest of his life, he was known as Pat.
Pat, me. I'm not going to finish it off. That is very good.
Which he unfortunately didn't get for quite a while. So, the nicknames that stick, I love those stories.
That's
I
good.
Love
We used to generate in the schoolyard back in the day, Fitzy. Didn't you call yourself Fitzy Big Dixie?
Oh, no. No, you know what? I was crying, Ryan. I got knocked out in a footy match in primary school, and I cried coming off the field, and everyone called me Crying Ryan for a while.
Oh, no.
And then you lost it, and then you got it again after that meeting with Gary Ayres and also Rocket back in the day.
And also the time trial at the Crows, I must
when
admit.
you pooed yourself. Yeah.
When I pooed myself, I was known as Shitsy for a while. That was...
That's good. We appreciate you, Shitsy, and thank you so much for having a chat with us.
Just very quickly before you go, you're not going along to Taylor? You've given that a wide berth.
Absolutely no chance.
It's not
at all,
your jam,
Judge.
is it?
Oh, no. Well, look, if I did have a daughter, without a doubt, I would have taken her and I would have dropped her off and then picked her up 3 hours later. There's no way.
And she was 6.
Oh, thanks, Fitzy.
Here's what you're waking up to, Adelaide.
In the news today.
Breaking news.
What's in the news today?
Your post-snooze news.
Well, this is something out of a true crime podcast, which everyone in here is obsessed with. But this story emerged yesterday. So basically, 2 guys in Sydney. One of them is at Channel 10. Well, he was a red carpet reporter. So he did a bit of work on Studio 10 and also a bit of work on Totally Wild. He quit that position. He was in a relation. His name is Jesse Baird. He's 26. He was in a relationship with a Qantas flight attendant. His name is Luke Davies. He's 29. Now, police hold grave concerns for their safety. So basically how this is unfolded is someone found a bag of bloodied clothes behind a skip bin in a public place. And so that led to obviously police going around to Jesse's home, and they found a significant amount of blood there as well. So the 2 men are missing. They haven't been heard from. Now, in another twist, it seems like there is a police officer who stands allegedly accused of stalking them, of stalking the couple. And so photos have emerged online of this police officer who seems a bit celebrity obsessed, and he took a photo just last week in front of Kourtney Kardashian
Right.
and her boyfriend, Travis Barker.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is just absolutely unbelievable. But the upshot of it all is no one's heard from these two guys and no one knows where they are. So police are holding grave concerns for their safety. Jesse Baird is also an AFL goal umpire. And so at 10 o'clock, he was supposed to officiate a pre-season game between GWS and the Swans
Yep.
and just didn't turn up.
Wow. This is right up your alley, Abby, isn't it? Like, in terms
100%.
of you love true crime,
Yeah.
there's so many different little twists and turns in this.
And my uni starts again next week, so I'm sure we'll be talking about this case at some point.
Oh, because you're studying it, aren't you?
I'm studying, criminology. But yeah, it's fascinating for when things like this happen and it's happening in real time, because for me, I go back and listen to podcasts or look at documentaries and they go back and they talk about all the different bits and pieces, but to see it happening in real time is just freaky.
Absolutely unbelievable. So anyway, let's hope they find these two guys alive and well. But from all accounts, it's looking pretty grim.
Yeah, watch this space.
Newsy.
A couple of big bits of news yesterday in the AFL.
Yes.
So, of course, Taron Thomas, finally, he was handed an 18-game suspension from the AFL for incidents regarding domestic abuse and domestic violence. And also, he was effectively sacked by North Melbourne. So he's not going to play in the AFL at all in season 2024.
Yep.
There's no way in the world he gets picked up by someone else. So his career is 100% over. And in a statement, or multiple statements released by North Melbourne, they basically said, look, there's been ongoing issues and we can't fix him.
Yep.
So there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I think when you also read some of the text messages that have been exposed as well, some of the things that he's written to his former partner, wowee.
Yeah, that was concerning when it came, I'd do it again. He basically said he'd do it again through text messages. And I think, we can all lose it and get angry, but we like to learn and we like to better ourselves and grow. And when you're saying, oh, do it again, that's very concerning.
When you double down and say, well, they did me wrong, if you do me wrong, it'll happen to you as well. That is, whoa.
Yeah.
Massive red flags.
Absolutely. The other piece of news as well, of course, was Angus Brayshaw.
Yes.
So Melbourne Demons supporters, he's been forced into retirement. He's had a heap of issues with concussion. And obviously there was the incident last year against Collingwood involving Maynard, which a lot of people are putting it two and two together saying, well, that's the incident that's ruined his career. No, that's incorrect. He's had a lot of issues with concussion. So much so that he has been medically forced to retire. He's got 5 years left on his deal, so he'll get a nice big payout, but potentially has ongoing concussion symptoms and issues in the future, which is really, really scary.
And I guess with everything with CT and all that sort of stuff and all the research that's coming out, that is a little bit frightening, isn't it?
Finally as well, just before I throw over to you, Abs, congratulations to Scott Ninnis.
Oh, yes.
You felt like it was always going on, but Brian Gorgon, of course, was in the mix.
Yep.
2-year deal for Scott Ninnis. He'll be the 36ers coach. And then ongoing from there, because it looks like the 36ers are on the way up.
Newsy.
Had a little cry too when he was told.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. It's nice. Men with emotion, it's nice. You don't see it often enough.
I mean, bloody eyes are leaking. What's going on here?
Andrew Hayes. Okay, so we're talking all things Taylor. Obviously, she's got the start of her 4 concerts in Sydney tonight. So there's around 80,000 people at Accor Stadium over the next 4 nights, which is great. Obviously, some concerns about the weather. It's getting to 35 in Sydney, but there's going to be some thunderstorms. They're rolling through about 5-6 o'clock. By 7, they're meant to have cleared, and it's just a little bit cloudy. So let's hope that it's all good and we still go ahead. But obviously, yesterday was a big day because Travis Kelce's here.
Yeah.
So he came by private jet and landed in Sydney, and then went to the Sydney Zoo. I saw some pictures of them feeding some kangaroos. So Travis Kelce is here.
Classic. There you go.
They did a live coverage from a chopper. I think it was maybe 7 or 9. I don't know who it was, but the chopper obviously was hovering over the private jet, waiting for Travis to come down the stairs. And waiting, and waiting, and then it was circling and waiting some more. I was like, oh my God.
Got him though.
Eventually?
Yeah, got him.
Oh, I got
Give him
bored.
his
I switched over.
I was watching it, and there was some fun facts being spoken about, and I was saying how Taylor Swift's cats are worth more than Travis Kelce.
That's outrageous.
What do you mean?
Well, so her cats are worth $130 million because she's worth so much, and then Travis Kelce, his net worth is $40 million.
Yeah, right.
So the cats are like 2 of the richest cats in The world.
It's amazing, isn't
Pretty
it?
intense cats, aren't they?
Yeah. I wonder if they've got real toot about it too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably prance around and very, very obnoxious.
I wonder if
And
they...
cats are obnoxious enough.
I know.
Exactly.
I wonder if they make those jokes that all kids make to their parents. Oh, when you die, leave it to me in the inheritance. I wonder
Yeah.
if the cats are just sitting there going, yeah,
Yeah, possibly. Who's to say?
yeah.
Mm.
No.
I told Mum and Dad that I'd leave Tank and Tori to them, and Mum went stoked. We'll sell them. So
Yeah. Jodes, we've got a bunch of kids, and they've all got pretty, I'd say, consistent, strong names. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't veer off in any strange directions, did you?
No. Deliberately.
Yeah.
Or just on account of not wanting to get my kid bullied at school, you know?
Spot on. Spot on. So what about this little story that's emerged on Reddit? I'm going to read it to you, and it involves the naming of someone's daughter.
Uh-oh.
It reads, so my 20-year-old cousin had a baby girl last month. She named her something so horrific, I cannot even call the baby it. She combined two names, I said two names, and came up with Harlot after her grandparents, Harvey and Charlotte. She didn't tell anyone the name idea until after she was named and the papers were signed. My mum burst out and said, "You named the baby a whore?" And my cousin started screaming. We are a loud family. But holy hell, this poor child, his name is Harlot. And if you look up what harlot is, did you know that?
Yeah.
A harlot, to be straight to the point, is the name for a professional dirty bird, if you know what I mean. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Well, it's news to me.
Haven't you ever watched any old westerns or anything like that?
No, I
You
haven't.
harlot.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, there you go. We have a Charlotte, but not a harlot.
Okay.
We will certainly be keeping the sh on the front of it.
And also, she's always a Lottie to me.
Yeah, no, she is Lottie.
Yeah.
She absolutely is a Lottie. But you've got to be careful, don't you? Particularly with when we were thinking of names for the kids, you've got to be careful as to what they mean, but also what can rhyme with the names.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they get teased.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to give you some examples?
Go on then.
Some names that probably just you don't even think about, but if you really get creative, kids can be so mean. For example, I mean, all the Janelles out there, it's not fair. Bad smell Janelle. That's what you'll get. So sorry about that, Janelle. Caitlin's as well. It's not going to work, isn't it?
Why?
I go, oh, there she is, not my mate Kate. Except for Kate Ritchie, of course. She's everyone's mate. Rebecca, and I know so many Rebeccas.
Me too.
And particularly for Rebecca is a bit of a naughty person. All of
Yeah.
a sudden it's Rebecca the home wrecker.
Even though she's done nothing wrong.
She's done nothing wrong.
Rebecca didn't have an affair with your husband.
That's not fair.
Calm down.
And what about Hannah? We all know a Hannah or two.
Yeah.
Hannah the dumb spanner. Oh. Everyone knows one or two. Jess. Oh, look, there's Jess, the hot mess. Ruby as well. There's a Ruby here at Works. It's
Rubies.
yeah, Ruby works here at Nova. Lovely girl. Probably doesn't do anything and listen. All of a sudden it's Ruby. Ruby smokes a doobie. Soz about that, Rubes. But unfortunately as well, it applies to even the team here. I'm talking
Oh, no.
producer Zoe, newsreader Abby, and yourself.
Uh-oh.
For example, you've got Toey Zoe.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's not fair, is it?
Yeah, she's always on the lookout, isn't she?
Yeah. It's not. That's really not fair. Also, you've got Scabby Abby. And then finally, this is concerning for you because you've got
Here we go.
Jody the Hody Wide Lodi looks like a toady stealing my food, free Lodi. Although I don't mind Hody, and that would sound better, wouldn't it? Hody and Hazy. Very, very special time in the morning right now.
Do feel free at any time to slide into the DMs of the Jodie and Hazy Insta page.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. Just not SMR.
Yeah, no, ASMR. Nails. All right, it's time for Jodie's Diary.
Yep.
Theme this week, what are we talking?
Music. Pop stars, fairly predictable given what's transpired this week with Taylor Swift. But yeah, I feel like there's something for everyone.
Okay, seems appropriate.
Go on then.
Enjoy.
Jodie's Diary.
Dear Diary, well, music was in the air this week. All bowed down to the General, the security peacock at the Say Good Day, Have a Latte and Stay for a Nay cafe. He released his first single, you guys, and it was an ode to our Abbey.
I'm the general, baby. On the door with my feathers looking pretty, baby. I'm a dirty bird, I'll make love to any lady. I'll give you free coffee and some neck kisses, baby. But the thing about your bird is I'm the one in charge of who gets into the cafe. On the door from Monday to Thursday. If you're hot, you might get free entry. I'm the one in charge of who gets into the cafe. We'll make love, have you screaming, baby. Don't believe me, just ask Abby.
Speaking of singing superstars, Shannon Knoll dropped by the Say Good Day, Have a Latte and Stay for a Nay Cafe with a remix.
Is this a bit of an alternate version of Shannon Knoll's absolute classic?
I want to hear the chorus. Crank it.
What about me?
Pink's in town next week, and we all look forward to her performing her new single on Tuesday.
We'll make love, have you screaming, baby. Don't believe me, just ask Abby.
JK, and whatever you do, don't rock up to the AEC.
Yeah, we are absolutely jam-packed full of Pink tickets. She's going to be performing at the End Centre on Tuesday nights.
Adelaide Oval.
Adelaide Oval?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, it's even better.
Not to be outdone, Hazy belted out a tune.
The 93 Elton John's Melbourne concert was cut short when he clutched his head and walked off stage in Melbourne's Tennis Centre with about 20 minutes of his concert to play. Apparently, the stage was coated in bugs, one of which flew in his mouth.
Wow.
Hold me closer. I'm out of here.
Another round of song. Another butchered artist. Is it 50 Seconds of Summer? It is. Oh, no, it's not.
Sorry, that's Young Blood by.
Oh, my God.
That's Young Blood by 5 Seconds of Summer.
Jack from Maths had some advice for Hazy about me.
I'm not talking to you, Lauren.
Yeah,
Shut
you're
your mouth.
coming here.
Can you muzzle your woman?
Muzzle your woman.
Muzzle your woman?
And Andrew reminded us of his top female artists of all time.
That's the top tier.
Yeah.
So we're talking Taylor Swift, Pink, Rihanna.
Top 3.
Yeah, I think that's the absolute top tier. Adele.
If I was Beyonce, I'd have a bit to say about
Okay,
that.
sorry about that. Beyonce. Yeah, definitely Beyonce. Point being.
She's listening this morning too.
Yes, and also Natalie Black, for those who are familiar with her work Friday.
Oh.
Rebecca Black. Was it? Yeah, she not top shelf. Don't worry about that.
Hey, Ready Steady Cook is back, you guys, hosted by our favourite Spaniard, Rafael Nadal. JK, Australia's most loved TV chef and host with the most, Miguel Maestre, is bringing big food fun to Friday
You
nights.
could not have stuffed that up.
I know. How do you
could not
say his last name?
Have stuffed that up.
Miguel.
any harder. Miguel.
Miguel.
Miguel. Yeah.
Well, we've all heard of putting glitter on a turd. It's what we do each and every week here. The friend of the show, Andrew, introduced us to the turd tornado. Let's go to Andrew from Goodwood. What did the pet ruin, Andrew?
I've got a puppy dog, and she got into the sort of absorbent thing at the bottom of the chicken pack and ate that, and then did this giant kind of half turd, half on our brand new carpet. We also got one of those robot vacuum cleaners, and we didn't manage to get to the vacuum cleaner in time before it kind of ran over this horrendous mess for a giant turd tornado.
All right, you asked for it. Let's wrap this puppy up with some baby talk. Tell you what, though, she's good barbecue weather, isn't she?
Oh, yes.
Freddie
Makes a lot of sense. Can you stop speaking to the listeners like they're babies? 33 degrees.
Oh, it's going to be 33 degrees. Make sure you get some sausages. Put it away the barbecue.
Oh, my God. That's making me want to flip this studio upside down, I'll tell you what.
And no one saw a genuine toddler announcing the winner of Birthday Payday. Anna,
That's
were
it.
you born on the 30th?
Of July.
Oh, yes.
Congratulations. $1,000, Anna.
Fun. So, to all the disgustingly sexist maths pigs,
Can you muzzle your woman?
and those of you who are just trying to mop up crap,
Giant turd tornado.
go off like the general this weekend, kings and queens.
We'll make love, have you screaming, baby.
All my love, Jodie. All right, we done?
That'll do for us.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, go. Oh, my.
Let's get ready to rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, Battle of the Bangers.
Yeah, Battle of the Bangers. Two absolute musical warriors who just, I can't even explain how much they hate each other. Like, to the point where you think there's a rivalry between Port and Crows?
Yep.
We'll take it times 10.
Yeah.
You think there's some of these big rivalries? Think Lakers v Clippers. Mm-hmm. Think Giants v Jets in the NFL. No. This makes that look like an absolute little fun party.
Yeah.
The hatred is there, isn't it?
Contacts v Matrix in the netball. Yeah.
Yes.
That sort of vibe.
Okay. Thanks for bringing a local netball reference in. So I just said that for a second. I was like, geez, I wonder if people get the Giants-Jet thing. And you're like, oh, I'm just going to absolutely put that to shame by bringing in a local Premier League netball reference.
Do not
Well,
underestimate the netball community. Don't. It's huge in this town.
They
Absolutely
are
huge.
there if you need.
Hey, if you were to venture down to Edsa Park at least once in your life, you would understand the significance of netball in this town.
Yeah, I love netball.
Yeah.
I do love
Oh,
netball.
do you?
Yes, I do love netball.
Okay, why do you roll your eyes every time I start to talk about netball?
It's a nervous twitch.
Is it? Righto, anyway.
I've got googly eyes.
Hazy'd make a great wind defence, I reckon.
Oh, he'd be so annoying.
No, but he just they don't do anything anyway. So
Oh,
what a
sorry to all the WDs out there.
Yeah, 13 24 10. If you're a wing defence and you play netball, Abby would like your feedback.
Yeah. All right. Here if you need. Let's talk about our songs for this week. Jodes, kick us off, given it's a fringe theme this week.
Yes, it is. And who's got the greatest fringe in South Australia? That's our girl Sia.
Okay. Bit of titanium. I see what's going on here. Little play on words. You're so happy with yourself as well. And you think you're genuinely clever.
Because it incorporates all the themes. Art, South Australia, and fringes.
And her hair, which is an outrageous fringe.
Yeah. Anyway, what you got?
Okay, I've got Come As You Are by Nirvana. One of the songs, of course, performed by the 27 Club, which is a bunch of musicians, one of them being Dusty Lee Stevenson, South Australian boy.
Oh, your boy.
Gorgeous.
He's a man you approached to play at your wedding and
Yes.
he didn't even reply.
In my backfire Instagram. He'll get there. Of course, 27 Club, Kurt Cobain, front and centre of that. So there you go. Nirvana, Come As You Are, v. Sia, Titanium.
Jump on the Jodie and Hazy Instagram page. It's interesting. At the moment, it sits at 60% to 40%. We don't know which way.
It's quite one-sided.
Yeah.
I'll tell you which way it is. You're smashing it at the minute.
Am I?
Yeah.
Like, don't play the underdog card.
I'm
Don't
not playing
do
the
it.
underdog
Yes,
card. I'm
you
saying
are.
if you want to hear Nirvana over Sia, then do the right thing.
No
Jodie
one.
and Hazy.
No one does.
Click
It's
on my
Sia.
song. It's Sia.
It's Sia.
Exactly. I'll say the same thing. It's Sia.
Oh, whoa.
Just a different tone.
Mate, you're not going to win any fans by alienating all
I
the
know.
Sia.
I know. And I do love Sia. And I
Supporters.
love her work as well. So, look, I'm happy either way. But genuinely jump on Jodie and Hazy and cast your vote.
Yes.
Let's get ready to rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, Battle of the Bangers.
Absolute team. Except for Battle of the Bangers and, of course, song. Just two fierce musical warriors going head-to-head like a couple of rams. Bang, bang, each and every week.
Yes. Okay. This week we had a theme. It was the fringe.
Yeah.
I took it in a little bit of a different direction.
Yeah, it's clever what you did, though. We said, anything that's related to the fringe. And you went, okay, then. I'm going to go Sia. I'm going, what's the link with Sia and the fringe? And you're like, no, her fringe. Oh, well done.
She's also from
Clever.
Adelaide, South Australia too, though.
Nice. Very, very clever.
Very cultural, arty.
Yeah? Yeah, makes sense. Titanium, Sia, and David Guetta versus Nirvana. Based on the fact that there's an act called the 27 Club.
Yep.
Of course, Kurt Cobain, probably one of the leaders of the 27 Club. And now we have the beautiful Josh Morrow in to deliver the result.
Here we go, Josh.
Hey,
Welcome.
Thank you very much, guys. This was a very divisive one. It seems to be all the men voting for Hazy and all the women voting for Jodie.
Wow.
Okay.
So it just comes down to which gender follows us the most.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think it's the ladies.
Yeah, the boys.
And it's Jodie on it!
Yeah, the girls. Yeah, the girls.
Yeah, the girls.
On
Listen to
your
you jump
ladies.
on. Okay. It's interesting. You're very fickle.
That I am.
Hey, there you go. Congratulations to Jodie. It is now 3 apiece in Battle of the Bangers.
Whoa.
Yeah, good for you.
Turn it up.
It's all locked and square. Winning song this week for Battle of the Bangers, David Guetta and Sia, Titanium on Nova 919.
Let me preface this by saying we love you, Avi.
Here we go. Yeah, that's like saying, don't take this the wrong way,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
well, with all due respect, and then bang.
Bang.
Yeah, come on then.
There was just a few raised eyebrows, I guess, during the week when we will all concede you've had a few health issues. You've had a bit of a chest thing. You nearly died during the news not so long ago where you had a coughing fit and you had to run out. So we understand you've felt poorly.
I don't think you do, but anyway. Continue.
But we get it. However, this week you thought it appropriate to bring in a Vicks warm steam vaporizer.
I did.
Yeah.
Into your newsroom.
I've seen one of those ever before in my life.
Haven't you?
What? You've got children.
You've got kids.
No, they haven't stumbled their way through a news bulletin yet and had to be almost revived.
Okay. So basically, you've got it going in your little booth. So I walked in the morning and I was just hit with this wave of Vicks, and I was like, "Whoa!"
It was like, am I in the change room of a footy club here? What's going on?
Yeah. So that was fine. Like, you used it in your newsroom. That's all good. We get that. However, we have a meeting after the show, which is in the team room, and then you're sitting in the corner and you've plugged in your vaporizer and you've got the steam going during our meeting.
Just trying to clear everyone's nostrils out.
Yeah, right. So anyway, I just thought it was an interesting choice of apparatus from your arsenal to bring into work.
If anyone has ever worked in a radio station or been in a radio station, unfortunately, they can never get the air conditioning right. So it's
freezing
always freezing.
So cold.
And when we're freezing, sails are just right. So you can't, sails keep the world going round, so you can't do anything to them.
No.
So it's always freezing and cold. And I have noticed that when I'm in air conditioning, my cough gets worse.
Okay.
So I decided I'm going to bring in a vaporizer and I'm going to stick it in there and just let's hope it helps.
Okay. My only, I guess, small issue with it is that I had to go to a meeting directly after our meeting.
And
I
would have smelled lovely.
No, I stunk of Vicks.
Well, it was eucalyptus oil, number one.
Oh, soz.
Also, I don't know if you know this or not, but basically, like, after the 1920s, you didn't have to come in wait for a horse and cart to come to your house to give you things to make you feel better.
Bang.
So, here's me actively being proactive, trying to be better. Like, it's not like back when you grew up and, you had to wait for, like, the witch doctor to walk around the corner.
Whoa, I believe, Jody, in tennis terms, they call that a return ace.
I find it interesting, me saying, I don't know if you should bring a vaporizer to work, turns into, look at how old you are, Jody.
Look, I understand. And yes, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Finally, I've been able to get into the doctor today, so we'll see what happens. Our boss actually thinks, she came into the toilet and she said, "Are you okay?" And I'm coughing my lungs up and she goes, "You sound like you've got like walking pneumonia or something."
Ooh.
Yeah.
So if I do have that, you can feel bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I've got this cough and it's not going away, and I guess I'm just going to probably not be here Monday because I'll die of coughing this weekend.
Well, watch this space. See if we've got a new newsreader on Monday.
Yeah.
So that's one piece of feedback as well. But also, leave your bloody dogs at home, please.
That is true. You've been known to bring Tankatorian.
I did it once!
And they hate everyone and everything. Can you remember when you walked into the newsroom? Was it Tankatorian went cocoa bananas?
Yeah, rip
they
arm
both
clean
did.
off.
Yeah.
Had to have arms surgically reattached.
Yeah.
Clean off.
I'm not paying the medical bill for that, by the way.
Yeah,
I know.
it's
But
refuse.
it's fine because the vaporizer will fix your arm as well.
Oh, very
Correct.
good.
It probably will. It actually probably will.
See, works in beautiful circles. Thank you very much.
We're going back in time. Hazy's on this daisy.
Oh, it's just like, I don't know. Come on. I know what day it is. And what day is it?
I'm not sure.
Oh, it's a Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, up and about. Yay! Turn that frown upside down. 23rd of February, let's go back to 1983 for a little trip down memory lane. That's when Emily Blunt was born in London, England. She's 41 today.
What happened to you happened to me. You hijacked that power. Come find me when you wake up.
She's so beautiful
Good on her.
and talented.
1987 mobile phones first went on sale in Australia when Telecom launched Australia's first cellular network in Sydney. They were as big as a house,
Yeah.
and you couldn't go very far,
Yeah.
and the reception was awful, and no games were available. But I remember the big portable mobile phone in our car.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, wow, we're just a bunch of pimps. We're killing it.
The Hayes family just pimping their way through Sydney. Yeah.
Dad's making a call, and I'm like, oh, look at this guy. What a player.
Play. Oh, dear.
2008, the longest time to hold one's breath was achieved by Tom Cetus, I think it's pronounced, from Germany, who held his breath for 16 minutes and 13 seconds in a swimming pool in Spain.
What? That is completely outrageous.
I just don't know how you go for training for that event.
Well, breath
At what
holding.
stage are you like, no, just keep pushing. Push through the pain barrier. Boop, dead.
Oh.
Dangerous.
You don't want to push too hard.
I don't want to push too hard.
Nah, because that's not going to set a record. You'll just end up 6 foot underground.
100%. Let's play a little game now. The number one song on Feb 23 in 2002 was Always on Time by Ja Rule. See if you can hold your breath for this entire song. You ready?
Oh, I couldn't do it.